I remember carrying that around for a long time. And I used to talk to my friends about it. I talked to one of my best friends. Her and I would talk all the time about the weight that I was carrying around. And finally one day she said to me, she said, "Look, you need to go to counseling." I'm like, "No, I'm not going to counseling. See, you don't understand. The last time I was in counseling, the lady told me my friend was stupid and that's why she's dead. And that was the end of that counseling session, and I ain't been back since." And she said, "Well, you need to go to counseling because I'm tired of hearing it from you. We've been talking about this same thing for a year and a half. You need to do something about this. We're done talking." And she put a boundary in place. And like, "You really want me to go?" "Yes, I want you to go to counseling." Well, I pushed it, and I kept pushing it and pushing it back. And so I don't want to go to counseling because I remember the last time and it didn't work. And you come up with all these reasons as why you don't want to go. I'm a single mom. It costs a ton of money. What good is it going to do? This person doesn't even know me. Blah, blah, blah. You come up with a million things. And finally, when my best friend put that boundary in place and we could no longer talk about these things, and you start finding that, well, I have a decision here to make, because my best friend wouldn't be suggesting this if she didn't think it would be a good thing. She's been in counseling before, so she has had a good experience. Unlike me, who had a bad experience, she actually had a good experience, and it helped her through some stuff. And, well, the more I thought about it, I thought, she wouldn't suggest that if she didn't love me, if she didn't care. And I had a young child at the time, and so I have to tell you, it was really hard. I finally made the phone call, and I went to the counselor for the very first time. And I have to tell you, I walked out of there not with all my problems fixed, because certainly we didn't address everything, but with hope. I walked out of there with a glimmer of hope, going, I might be able to work through this. This lady was very gracious, and she was very kind, and she didn't call me stupid, and she didn't think that the things that I was struggling with and had been since all the childhood stuff that I've been through and growing up and young adulthood and my failed marriage and just the verbal and emotional abuse I had received over the years, I just thought, maybe, just maybe, this lady could help me. And she did. For the next 2 years, I went to counseling every Thursday. As a single parent trying to make my way, I went to counseling every week for 2 years, and I dumped all that baggage at the curb. I left that baggage at the curb. And here's the thing, we want to take and carry that around with us because it feels so much a part of our being now. It feels so much a part of our identity that we feel like we have to. We have to go into places and we have to say, well, here it is. I'm here. And you got to accept me for me. Baggage and all. Lumps and all. And while we want to accept people for who they are, what I learned was I don't have to carry that baggage anymore. I don't have to tote this around and drag it with me everywhere I go. Here's my junk. Do you like it? Isn't it pretty? No. And the way it was making me feel was awful. And here's the thing. As having a young child, I ran the risk of putting it on her like it was on me. All of that pain, all of that anger, and the emotions that I was feeling, and some points unforgiveness, I ran the risk of putting that all on my child because I didn't deal with it. And I just have to tell you that once I was free from that, that was gone. I didn't put that on my kid. And what a difference it made being a parent, not carrying all of that junk around, all of that pain and regret and just ugly that I was carrying around inside, struggling with these feelings and everything. And, I firmly believe that if I had not taken care of it, if I had not worked through it, if the Lord had not guided me to this person, I'd still be dealing with this junk. I'd still be carrying it around. And for what? What good is it going to do me? My identity now, it's in Jesus. I found that He's the one who loves me the most, and He loves me the best, and He'll never verbally abuse me. He'll never emotionally abuse me. He'll never talk down to me. He'll never tell me that I'm worthless, that I'm not going to make it, that I'm this or I'm that. He'll never do that. And He hasn't. And to be able to go through this life without carrying that junk around it's so freeing. It's so freeing. Sometimes people give suggestions and we go, nah, I don't want to take them. I don't want to take them. If you're struggling today and you need to talk to somebody about what you're struggling with, I highly suggest to find a good counselor. I went to a good Christian counselor. Someone who looked at me and said, I care about you, and I want to see you come through this. And I want to see you come out on the other side alive and better than ever. And that's what it did for me. And let me tell you, I'm not going to make it sound like it was a cakewalk, because it wasn't easy. You face a lot of things from your childhood and growing up, and decisions that you made and things that other people put on you, and to face the pain of those things is really hard. But if you push through those and they give you tools to try and help you work through those, you'll find that it works. You'll find that, wow, what a difference it makes. And that pain that you go through temporarily to face what you've been trying to stuff for so long, when you work through that, to be free at last, you are free from that. It no longer holds you. There's no more chains. It's like the day I went to counseling, the lady said, here's the key. Put it in the lock, unlock it, and let's take all those chains off. And when you're wearing all those chains, you feel like, I'm supposed to. No. There's freedom. There is freedom in Christ Jesus. That's who I put my hope in. That's who I look to. That's my joy. I have joy and peace now that I have never felt before, because I got rid of all that other junk. Maybe it would help somebody today. You take care.